Hello friends, if we haven't had the opportunity to meet yet, my name is Jamie Fox. I'm excited not only for Friday, but our first episode of Feathered Fridays. Hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on to ensure that you catch all the wing flapping fun. On today's episode, we're going to jump into Undercover Billionaire on the Discovery Channel. But before we do so, let's flap our wings together and get to know our bird Noodle a little bit better. So each of the Feathered Fridays, we are going to get to know one of the birds a little bit better. And the first bird that is going to be featured is Noodle. She is our fancy parakeet. She was also the last to join the family. About 10 days after we picked up Kevin and Kyle from a local pet store, we were at PetSmart looking for more toys for them. And as soon as we walked in, I noticed that they had more parakeets. And so I told my girlfriend, hey look, more parakeets. And she said, jokingly, we do have a big enough cage. So I walked around the store real quick and then I found her again and I was just chanting, Noodle, Noodle, Noodle. And the next thing we know, we're heading back to the local pet store where we got Kevin and Kyle, and we are coming home with this beautiful bird. She was very vicious at first. We called her Spicy Noodle because every time we tried to touch her, she wanted to bite. But now she's just a tender, loving soul that just prefers to hang out with her brother and sister than anyone else. That's the birds. Can I get a tweet for Noodle? Now it's time to jump into today's content. Undercover Billionaire on the Discovery Channel. Undercover Billionaire follows now billionaire Glenn Stearns, who made his fortune in the financial lending industry, as he aims to prove the American dream is still alive and well. Apparently, once you reach that point in your life, the only logical thing to do is bet $1 million that you can do it again. So Stearns bets $1 million that he can take $100 and turn it into $1 million business in just 90 days. He's dropped off in Erie, Pennsylvania with just $100, an old truck, and a cell phone with no contacts. Instantly, Glenn must have felt right back where he started. The man who became a father at 14 and was voted least likely to succeed in high school was forced to eat ramen noodles and sleep in his truck each night. However, he did have some serious advantages. Billionaire healthcare, instant loan approval, and a camera crew following him everywhere. Upon conclusion of the show, Glenn admitted that moving from $1,000 to $2,000 and even $5,000 was far simpler than moving from $100 to $200. Therefore, the show is probably not the best metric for showing that the dream is still alive for those that are just scraping by without these serious advantages. However, the manner in which he works to accomplish this goal is worth noting. He takes the giant task of making $1 million business in just 90 days and breaks it down into much more manageable goals. As soon as he sets a goal, he goes to work. And though he faces many roadblocks, he never has the breakdown that many of us would in those circumstances. It may help him to know that his entire livelihood isn't at stake if he fails. However, each time he faces a roadblock, he simply looks for a new way to achieve his goal. Starting and maintaining a successful business can seem like a giant mountain to climb, and it really can be. If we break down our vision into smaller, more manageable steps, the task seems far less daunting. It also makes it easier to see the light at the end of each tunnel, even when there are obstacles in our way. Whether or not this show proves that the American dream is still alive and well is for you to judge. I'll leave you with this. What can you accomplish over the next 90 days if you give yourself a hard deadline to do so? Follow my lead and comment below with what you are going to accomplish over the next 90 days. My name is Jamie Fox and I'm joined by my birds, Kyle, Kevin, and Noodle, and we will see you soon. Tweet.